is Tanika, and thank you once again for joining me on yet another Conscious Rant. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So I do want to talk a little bit. I'm driving. I never got the dash mount for my phone or for my camera. So I'm going to keep on saying it's coming up because it is. Maybe I should say I got it. I got it. I just don't have it yet. Well, it's Tanika. And thank you for coming back to my channel. I just want to thank each and every one of you. Thank you. Some gentlemen have voiced their idea that I post what appears to be negativity. And I am not a negative person by any means. I don't post negativity, and I'm not sharing the negative aspects. There's a little bit of ache there. This is just me reflecting on myself, me from a higher perspective, looking back when I was struggling. And that fierceness and that call for justice, and just me wanting this situation to not be lopsided or upside down. It's the anger that you would feel if you saw a bully hit someone in the eye. You know what I mean? Someone that is unarmed, they ain't even got the dukes up, and they're walking around with black eyes and holes in their clothes because it's not even because of them. It's because of people and their envy and their deceit and their shade of that person. And so I show up like that for myself because for so many years I have shown up like that for other people. And it's so important to me, it's so important to me to look out for those people who may feel like their voices have been muffled or like they have no voice. You can just get so beaten down. It can happen in relationships with your significant other. It can happen in your family with your parents, your siblings, other family members, so-called friends. Like when you learn that somebody that you called a friend was not a friend to you. And so, and if you haven't experienced it, that's one of the main things that I say. And that whenever I'm sharing is that this is for whoever resonates. So if it doesn't resonate with you, then what I'm saying, what I'm sharing, then that just means that it's not for you. It's not for you. This is not one of the channels or one of the messages that's actually for you, because I'm sharing. Yes, it does lightens my heart. It actually fills my heart up, actually. I feel super good and good about it. But if I can help someone who might be in a dark place when you are by yourself, because you have the people who are out here who are like me. You can honestly say that you haven't done anything, but you have example after example after example of being on the bottom or the butt of someone's malicious intent, someone else's jealousy, envy, their control. And oh gosh, don't let somebody come into any degree of power or authority. I've seen so many people completely abuse that. And I'm going to say that the ones that hurt the worst, it was not even from the male species. It's some people who look just like me. Other women who we put ourselves out there for le man, right? We put ourselves out there to be his support and be his helper, be his team. And some of these men will bring people in your house. Will date you and flash your kids, let your kids see their private parts out, break things in your house, break things in your car and their car, and say that you did it or that your kids did it. Point out a smirk that they claim, I saw how your mom was looking at you. Is everything okay? Just lying and stirring stuff up. I have seen it. And I was looking I was looking for reflection of myself in this world, and to see if there was anyone else that might have experienced or might be experiencing what I'm experiencing. Not what I'm experiencing, but what I have experienced. And surprisingly, there are actually a lot. Surprisingly and sadly, like very sadly. It can bog you down and just make you want to throw in the towel. And I just want to encourage you not to, because you do have, there are some of us that are out here that legit didn't do anything to deserve what's going on in our lives. Again, it doesn't matter if it's at work or if it's at home or where you are. Whenever when tragedy strikes, when something terrible happens, and then you have the people who they consciously sow bad shit into this world. They manifest bad things, mainly out of envy and jealousy. That's all I can say, man. It's just like whenever I was religious, I never called myself a Christian. I just think that that's very arrogant. There's so many non-Christians trying to call themselves Christians. It's like that's the kind of shit that makes people who genuinely aspire to be. It turns them off, not just from God and from Christianity, as you might be half-ass representing it, but it calls them completely away from the true God, the God, because they've had their hearts broken. They've had their hearts broken by people that they should have been able to trust. That in the end they learned that they were alone and they couldn't trust them. You know what that made me think of? It made me think something that breaks my heart. It does, and this is where the line was drawn, because I was raised that homosexuality is a no-no for religious reasons and religious reasons only. No one should be condemned or asked to change or expected to change who they are or their preferences or their practices just merely on someone else's opinion. But those same half-ass functioning, half-ass performing Christians back when I was younger, who were heavily condemning that, a specific group of people that we're talking about in this part of the video. I've always disagreed with that, and I feel like God, by whatever name you call him, her, or them, God, the gods, I know that God is love, first and foremost. And God more than likely helped themselves to whatever they chose to help themselves to. And there's a spiritual law that corrects itself, that corrects things that are out of place. And I trust it. I trust the karmic laws. I trust in the karmic laws. I knew that there was something flawed about that idea first, just in my own heart, that I felt conviction for even thinking about, having, I couldn't even let myself have an opinion of someone's lifestyle or what they're doing, because I don't fully understand how they came to that, the decision that they made. I just feel like so many people have given themselves the right to unnecessarily and unfairly condemn people who are just trying to live and be in this place. That those people were so comfortable with themselves finally to just be themselves. No one gets to talk to them about what they do. But anyway, and they are us. They are us. They chose whatever they chose for wherever they chose. That's it. And so, but anyway, something that there's like the most heartbreaking aspect of their struggle that I've seen it, and so because of that, I resonate with that struggle and the pain in it is the number of families who can relate to this part. These men, you try to do the right thing and to be in your marriage and to be the spouse, the dutiful provider, and the beloved, devoted father, the supportive husband. You put your wife through, 2 or 3 degree programs, or even allowed her just to sit there and not work at all, or you nurtured a whole family business. You had a family business. And then in the end, in the very end of it, after 30 or 40 years of marriage, you come out with, that you prefer to be with men, or you prefer to dress like women. You're a cross-dresser, and this, to even try to understand how you could want to dress like a woman, but still be attracted to women. You are not gay, you are not bi, you're not queer or trans. You just like to dress like women, but you still love women. Whatever the truth is behind it, that it's a truth that you held, it's a song that you held in your heart, unsung, like not even acknowledged, not even fully acknowledged for, a marriage that 40 years is a lifetime. Considering that in some cultures, you're expected to be dead or in jail, which is a step from being dead. Says some of the people that I know that have been locked up. It's so unfair, and it's so sad. I love the men in my family. It would break my heart if I learned that someone lived that life in a mental and emotional cage. Anyway, I don't know where that came from, but I'm speaking on it. It's like, was that there before you proposed? Did you propose knowing that was there? Is it that maybe you were going to say something and you were taking the steps to live out loud and to be yourself before she got pregnant? Okay, so that makes me think of I'm gonna tell you guys. So when I got married, like I talk about that a lot because obviously I got married so young. I have like a wealth of lessons and trials and things that I went through that, again, they helped shape me into who I am and what I am now. I'm sharing to help. This is a conscious rant. It's a conscious rant. I'm sharing to help and to heal, to further heal myself, to give perspective to others who might be in similar or same situation as me. Yeah, no? So I didn't know until recently that what I've been doing, the term for it. Do you know what boondocking is? I do now. That's what I've been doing. Oh my God. Yeah, this guy just ran a light and he could have hit me. Okay, I'm gonna get off here for a minute. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Oh.
Do you know what I'm talking about, though?
I do know what you're talking about. I actually like how that smells.
I didn't say it smelled bad.
You told me you didn't like how it smelled. That's why you never wanted to put it in your hair.
I never said that.
You did say that. That's okay. I know she said that. You did say that, but you just... Anyway. Okay. Did you know that there are literally people out here that can cause you to have a hardship? And it's like you can be initiated into an organization or into a system or into a game without your permission, without your knowledge. Did you know? Did you know that you can be caused to go through extreme suffering such as homelessness? You can lose your job. You can become targeted. You can become targeted behind someone else's sick idea of a game. And it's usually based in envy. It's based in jealousy. In revenge. You have no idea how many wives, how many girlfriends have come looking for me because my number is in their boyfriend's phones, like I'm that chick. Like this one guy, he was the maintenance manager at this complex that I used to live in, and he was the head of maintenance. He's not just a maintenance guy. This is the head of maintenance. So anytime anything big would happen, since this place did not have security, this gentleman would show up like he was running the place, like it was his stuff. And so if we had things happen like any type of vandalism or anything like that, we were told to contact him. It's kind of like they gave him a second hat. I don't know how to explain it. And so me as a single woman, whenever I would have odd things, like when I had the fire, I definitely called him. When someone broke in my place, I called him. When my heat, I had a couple of guns that came up missing. Someone stole from me. That it's the maintenance guy, because I'm reporting something to the apartment complex when the place is closed. This man's wife started calling me, and I'm talking, she called me like FaceTime, like off the top, and was like, "Why you calling?" Blah blah blah. And I was like, "Oh, okay, there's been a misunderstanding. I have no problem talking to her, right? I'm cool because I have nothing to hide." Well, recently I learned that I guess people do. There are women and men out there who will lie right to your face. They look and sound like me. Like I would never do no disgusting shit. I broke my nail. I was like, I would never do no disgust like that. Okay? They don't know that. And I'm okay that they don't know it, but it's just like, damn. Like when you have a woman doesn't know a woman when she sees one. Because skeezers and scallywags don't speak the language of classy, morally sound women. They don't speak the same language, but apparently they do. Okay, I used to have a boyfriend a long time ago that he told me, because he's like, you were just too much to be true. I actually hear that a lot, respectfully, and I all praise is due to the Most High. All praise is due to the Most High. I can hardly take credit for anything. I will take credit for overcoming my suffering with the help of the Almighty. But IJS. That's the kind of thing that can't nobody give to you when you earn it. And so, but anyway, he used to tell me, I'd be like, because I would combat his insecurities and his jealousy with love. And I would just be like, why are you even worried about, like, on my breaks? I'm talking to you on the way to work. I'm talking to you on my breaks. I'm talking to you on my lunch. And this place was really generous. We had like 2 20-minute breaks and an hour and 15-minute lunch. They were just very, very cushy. And my schedule was like 6 to 3. Like, I loved it. But at the time I was a single mother with 3 toddlers. Like I think they were all like maybe 4 and 5 or 5 and 6, somewhere in there. Anyway, this gentleman, like, he was visiting me here, and I don't know. It's like I thought it was cute at first, because I was just like, you jelly? Like, you don't have to be jealous. Like, I was like, I don't mind assuring you, because he told me he had saw some real. I have to tell this part, okay? So when we met, he was devastated because a lady that he was in love with, he was smitten by this lady. Oh my God, he was so in love with her. Like, we didn't become a couple like right away when we very first met, because I separated from my husband, but we were not divorced yet. The divorce came like a year after that, or less than a year after that, actually. Yeah, it was less than a year after. Anyway, and for that reason, we were not like serious, but I knew that his feelings were growing, our feelings were growing. Despite, like, I was like, I can wait until after my divorce is final, because I have children and I can't be yo-yoing and playing around with y'all. Like, You know, and he was like, well, I'm not going to waste my time and invest my time and dump that into you and these kids and then just leave. So we were really trying to work something out. And anyway, so I knew that it was time for us to start having those conversations, that was coming, because he started telling me about his ex and what she did. And I was just like, because he's such a beautiful guy, inside and out, man. Anyway, long story short, they started living together. He proposed. They started living together, and she claimed to have a brother in prison who was finna get out of prison, and he gets out of prison. He's gonna need a place to stay, and he comes over to stay with them. And yes, and the guy had been there for several months, and this chick is not working, and that guy is not working. But my friend was working. He was working his ass off, and he was taking care of his sisters. He was like the youngest of like 9 or 10 children, and he was the only boy. All of them had the same mother and father. Like they had a very beautiful family. Anyway, and so this guy, like, I have to go back so that just to give you some backstory, okay? It is a little bit juicy, okay? Respectfully. But anyway, it's 2 big events. They go out to the club, she had the girls' night out with her girls, and then he had the night out with his boys, whatever. And so, but they didn't tell each other the place that they were going to go. And this is before the time of GPS on the phones. This is back during the time when everybody probably had, it's like when the Nokia 8600, is it 8600 or 1800 series? The little candy bar Nokia. That, or it's before we got the Razor, the Motorola Razor. It's before that. Okay, for I might be telling all of my age, which I'm proud of that. You know what I mean? Because young people really do not know. They talk about these devices and this technology, this nanotechnology. They talk about it like it ain't shit. Like when you really think about it, how are you connecting those dots? This is a conscious rant. And I'm off, so a lot of the aesthetics and the makeup, okay, this is me. I'm in the car, chilling, talking to you guys, making a video for you. So, give me a little bit of, cut me a little bit of slack. Cut me a little bit of slack. Cut me a little bit of slack. You see my dehydration though. But anyway, and so they had gone out to this club, right? They go out to this club, him and his boys, and his boys was like, whoa, dog. Just before people started saying bro, they used to say dog, right? So so they was like, whoa, dog, whoa. It's like, man. And it's always that, like the few times that I've been out, which is why I don't go out. Because there's always that one or two in the middle of the floor, ass literally on the floor. You might as well be getting gang bumped on the floor in the club in front of a bunch of strangers. It's like, it's already hard. It's a bit degrading when you walk into a place and you know what the expectation is. You know what the majority of the males are thinking. It's like, I never cared to really be in the environment. And so I have gone out, like I said, maybe 6 or 8 times, not more than 9 or 10. Okay. Hey, I mean, I used to feel embarrassed, like, does that, what kind of experience can I say that I have, or am I robbing myself on some experiences? But no, I think I did good. But anyway, so he's in love with this girl, had already proposed, and he goes to the club. They had their my me time, and he chose to go out with his friends. She went out with her girls. They went out, and they didn't know that they were going to the same club. Long story short, she was the one in the middle of the floor, on her back, basically getting done up on the floor, and just completely humiliated herself first. But then him, because his boys are trying to tell him, like, they were trying to tell him about her. Anyway, so they had overcome that, okay, which is really, really big to me. And he extended that trust past that. And all the people that she was on the floor with, obviously they knew each other to be getting it like that. And she was caught to having been cheated because they had been going to the club. Well, this guy hardly went to the club because he was a working adult. Anyway, it was after that he fell deeper in love with the girl after. Maybe that makeup loving, further solidify that connection. I don't know. I get it, I don't get it, but I get it, Anyway, and so she goes and she presents the story about the brother getting out of jail. And he was apprehensive, but he gobbled that up and he's like, okay, we can do that. Okay. Several months into that, neither one of them are working. He's providing for everybody. Excuse me. He was providing for everybody. On a whim, he came home early from work to find him and this girl, his woman and this so-called brother. And the sad part is that it actually could have been her brother. Some people get down like that. There are some family members. I've seen some cousins that I look at them and I'm like, I know y'all having sex. I know y'all doing it. Anyway, it ain't no shame. Everybody is raised differently. There no two families are exactly the same. And where you may value this and you may not, give respect to this part of someone else's culture. That's where you see the true difference in the pedigrees. I feel bad saying that. I don't even know how to say what I just said, but I'm saying there's a reason why overseas, the reason why in places of nobility and royalty, like true royalty, not royalty here or here, but like the financial, like the abundance of the land, they will not marry down or marry outside. Because anyway, so he had told me that that's where he had come from. And so like the guy tells me that you just come from a place where you were stabbed in the back. You got the 10 of swords all over you, in your heart, in your pockets, in your mind. When someone cheats on you and makes you question, like, because you feel some conviction about even asking a person about, man, are you being dishonest with me? I don't know how to even ask. Like, yeah, thank you for taking me out to dinner, So when you was in the bathroom, were you talking to a female when you're in the bathroom extra, like our whole face is red? Hey, it was always uncomfortable. And it's like, and for me, being intuitive at all, it's just like, it's a rhetorical question. Really, I'm just trying to see if you're going to be honest with me. Like, yeah. But forgive the edges. I'm off today. So, I mean, Now, I'm not exactly dusty or anything like that. But anyway, you tell me your most vulnerable spot. This is a part. I mean, we were completely transparent with each other, and he tells me, I have this owie. You know what I mean? Man, she hurt me bad, and I don't know. A woman can lie right to my face, introduced her brother to my mother, to my people. I don't know if he said his mother, but to people that he loved. I think she did meet, and met his sister because his sister was talking about her. So yeah, but he had such a beautiful family. Man, them women were strong, and they did what they had to do. Man, real talk. I get it. But anyway, and may their mother rest in power. I did read about that. Anyway, that's so sad. But anyway, beautiful family. And so if a person tells me that this is the number one thing, like, just, man, it would crush me if you did any of that, And I was like, I promise I'm not like that. Like, I don't know what you think about me, like trying to talk to me. I told you that my divorce is not final. But but when I left, we did not yo-yo. When I left, it was over. No getting back together. Not even to spite you. It's like I can learn the lesson without having to bump my head to get that lesson. And I know not even the guy. Like for myself, like once I know that I can't trust you, in my mind, if I see that I cannot trust you, there is no reversing that. And I know that. So while my forgiveness is very genuine, it's very sincere, my ability to completely stay the fuck away from that, it's like no other. And I do so with the utmost respect. The most recent guy, that he was even that close to even that I did try it. I did leave. He told me to leave, so I left. And I tried to pick myself up, and I stumbled hard. And when I came back, as I was picking myself up after that stumble, we came together and decided to come back together. I didn't go back looking for him, and he technically didn't come for me. We were both. Did y'all hear that thunder? So I don't know if you can see. Yes, clearly it's raining. It's raining. I'm okay because I'm sitting in front of my sister's house. Haven't been here anyway. And so I was just saying that I understand. Yes, I remember. Okay, so I understand how he could be so hurt that he just loses his ability to trust. And I did not want to ever, like, I promise you I'll never do that. I cannot promise that I won't lose, all the little stuff that are not deal breakers, all those things right there, the cheating on you and playing with your money. I promise I won't. I'm not going to lie to you. Did you appreciate that? You may come to not, because I'm going to be completely honest with you. But anyway, I am talking about him only to say that I understand, like, some people's insecurities. And it's like where some people might be like, well, you're kind of coddling them. I'm not coddling. Like, I think it's an honor to show you that people can be trusted again. If you had your heart broken, it's important to me that you know that everyone is not like the person that did that, especially me, since you're trying to talk to me. About that right now would make you think like, well, you must be like in that, you're in a situation. I'm not in a relationship. I'm not talking to anybody. I don't text anybody. And I'm not trying to. I'm not trying not to, but I'm not trying to either. Like, I'm very focused. I'm trying to keep the head up. Right now my ear is itching pretty good. I got my garlic in my ear. I have a very funny story about garlic in the ear that I'll share one day. Perhaps in the book. That was just amazing. Okay, the whole purpose of me talking about that was just about the element of trust, and about how many people go to the extent of calling, like to actually call. You calling someone and your boyfriend's or girlfriend's phone. Like, I've never called anybody. Well, when someone called my house when I was living, like, anyway, it doesn't matter where I was living. A woman called my house, and so yes, I redialed my phone. But other than that, no, I haven't just picked up the phone and called like, oh, who the bitch is? Who the bitch is? Like, anyway. Anyway. Okay, so I know we went on a ride earlier and we were talking about a whole bunch of things. There's a lot that I have to say that I'm processing. I have the time to do it. Like I never had before. So I'm completely taking advantage of that time. And like you can see, like, everything. You get to see everything. I appreciate you tuning in to me. I appreciate you. Like, I'm sitting here in my car. I'm getting ready to come in now. after work once again. And it's just, again, this is what I would be writing. I would be rushing in the house to lay in the bed,
sitting in the bed,
and write, and actually write in the journal. And again, I find it very therapeutic, listening to myself. First of all, just expressing myself, and then hearing and seeing myself. I see those moments. I be looking at my poker face like, ooh, you almost let them tears come out. Or, ooh, you got sarcastic, didn't you, Tanika? Just a little bit. It's just funny to see my disposition whenever I'm talking about things that I have healed from. But then again, you know, our bodies tell on ourselves. In the eyes, and the smiles, and the lips, and the smirks, and the tones, and all of it in the head, like I do a lot of, you know. Like I'm very expressive. And so I utilize this platform primarily for that. And I know that some of what I'm saying can be very entertaining. Some of it can be very heartbreaking, but more so than not, you know, it is, most people would say, for entertainment purposes. If you are entertained, I mean, you know. And that's all. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. She said, "Con, it's time to go in. It's time to go in. It's time to go in." Okay.